In this video, I will show you how to put together the dog and cat sympathy cards, which are SVG files from Simply Crafty SVGs. So this is just a video to show you how to put together this really easy to make pet sympathy card. So we have a cat one. So this is the cat one. They go together the same way. We have the dog one. So what comes with this file is what you see here. There's a printable tag, and you can always use the tag and put your own words on it. That's up to you. And I did two different versions of the tag. So when you open up the file, either the cat or dog, they're gonna be by default like that in black and white. So you can, print and cut whatever machine you have. It has to be a machine that's able to print and cut. And you can see for the dog card, I took this one with the rounded edges, and I placed this in dark blue to match the card a little bit better. So you can change the colors, even make the tag a different color. I just tend to go with white, especially against a dark background. So what comes are these tags. So only two of them, so this would be the default, and I just made this. And like I said, you could put anything, my condolences or whatever. So here's how it cuts out, and I optimized the file a little bit too, because this was originally created a while ago. So I changed just the SVG colors a little bit to make it understandable a little bit. So having the white background is better, I think. So if you do have the original version, you bought this a while back, you might want to go and download the file from your account on simplycraftysvgs.com or wherever you purchased it. So let's see. So that'll layer like that. So I'm just going to ink it a little bit, and inking will create this kind of give us edges. So it gives us little definitions of the clouds. So I already embossed this with the dot embossing folder. So that's something I cut it out and then I embossed it and then I ink it. So let's go ahead and ink. I'm going to ink the edges of this and this, and then it's a simple card to put together. And oh, one last thing is, this is a negative of this cut. Now you don't have to keep it, but I thought it would be cute to put it inside. So inside the card, when we put it together, we'll have the place you can cut out. This is a dark card, so what I would normally do is use a white pen to write my sentiment, or you can cut out just a rectangle to put it in. I don't have that in the card included, because most people will use a light colored card. But I think this will be cute here. So that's why I kept the negative space. So let me go ahead and put that aside for now. See, I just already folded it. Let's go ahead and ink. So I like to ink on just a scratch piece of paper so I don't get my desk dirty, any dirtier than it does with glue. So I'm using today the Salty Ocean Distressed Oxide and this little brush, inking brush, which blends really well, blending brush. So we're going to just go ahead and take each of these, put a generous amount, and I like to get it off first because you don't want too much. I'm just lightly going in. It's a little heavy on the ink right now. So I do test the colors with the paper first. So you might want to test what color you want. But that's the color I liked. You can always use just a plain old black. And I have a little bit of heavy ink on this. And part of this edge won't be seen anyways because of the way this overlaps. So I probably have enough ink to get all these done. So I'm barely even going in because I have a lot of ink on my brush. And we'll go ahead and get this last one, which is kind of small, so we're going to be careful. But it just gives it definition, especially when you're overlapping things. So go ahead and get rid of that. Oh, and let's just take the excess. I'm just going to ink around this too. It's a super fast card to put together. I did this because just like any people condolence, I mean, it's good to have on hand. In fact, last couple ones I just didn't have anything on hand. So now I have I'll have a cat and a dog one ready to go. So let's go ahead and line these up. So the way this goes is like that, the smallest humps on the bottom, and this will line up. So if it doesn't line up, flip it around so the medium goes to the right on the top. So, and I am using Barely Art glue and mostly American Crafts textured cardstock, except for the pattern paper. That's a printed digital pattern. So I'm going to line it up. So make sure you have it going the correct way before you line it up. I'm just going to place it there lightly. Flip it over. Make sure it lines up. So very important, make sure it's going the right direction. So this one is, but if you were putting it like that, obviously it wouldn't line up right there. We want it to line up right there. So put a little glue on the back. I don't put much, just enough to adhere. Then I'll line it up starting at that little rounded part at the bottom. So this is a quick card. I wanted to update something on the file, especially the clouds, to make it easier and to add a sentiment. So this is optional. You can use, like I said, any tag you want. So let's go ahead and put this front together. Like I said, it's super fast. I've done a lot of these cards, and the ones I like the best, and when I started I kind of messed around with a lot of colors, but simplify it, just make it a white background to kind of look like a cat or dog angel. Make sure you get these little spots here and that one right there. Just don't get too close to the opening so we don't get any glue on that white. So we're just going to go ahead and line it up so it centers. So I'm going to use the bottom to give me an idea of how it's lined up. And then once I get it in place, just kind of slowly drop it down. Just get all those little pieces that we put a little dot of glue on so they stay down. So you have that little dog angel. Then I popped up the other one. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this up a little bit, and this. So I'm going to use little pop dots for this. Let me get them. I prefer cutting the tape, but these are convenient to have around sometimes. Let me use the big ones. So these are American Crafts, but I know there's other types. I tend to buy things and then I probably might not buy this again. I don't know. I prefer cutting Scotch foam tape to the amount I want. So but I have a lot of these, so these are not bad, by the way. Just my preference to get the most bang for your bucks. So with the cat one, let's see if I can grab that here. Oh. So with the cat one, I just kind of put it over. I want to be able to see the feet and the tail. So that's how I placed it. So it's just up to where you want to have it. So I'm just going to have it come down where I think I like it. Still want to be able to see the tail. So I'm going to go sideways because it's easier for me to see once I'm placing it down. And I can still see the foot. So if you want to go a little lower, I'm just kind of going a little lower. So it's just a matter of what looks good to you. And then for this, let's go ahead and put some foam tape on it, and then we will attach it. So I added these little strips, foam strips, just because they are longer. Again, a different type than what I'm used to using, but I have them. I'm just going to go ahead and center it from left to right and a little bit from, I think the cat one's a little bit higher, but it doesn't matter as long as you, where you want to place it. And I probably should have glued this to the front before I did that, but that's okay. So let's go ahead, because of just the foam dots. I'm going to glue this. I told you I wanted to put it on the inside, so I folded it already. That's the outside. I'm going to put this on the inside because that is going to get bulky on the outside there. So you don't need to use this. It could be the cat or dog. I just thought it would be cute to add and not waste it. It's just pretty cute, don't you think? And then I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on this so I can just place it. I'm not going to be perfect. There we go. So let's go ahead and add the front piece, and all we're going to do is center it and it'll be done. So it's a super quick card. I mean, unless you know, you can add a little inking and all that, but you could pre-make a whole bunch of these, you know, a couple of them in your little stash to have them ready. Because I have pop these up, I'm kind of going around them to apply pressure. So there's, like I said, you can put a little print out white if you have a dark card like this. And here they are together. And here they are together. So it's a really quick card to make. And I hope some of you get some use out of it. And I thank you so much for watching.